have been booked and busy, which has been such a blessing. But the flip side to that is everything that has been filling up my calendar and taking away more and more of my time has been taking from my sleep. I haven't been exercising, and I have a pretty messy living space right now. So my goal is to get my sleep debt down. I'm in about 8 hours of sleep debt. So I would like to sleep 9 hours a night. I want to get my sleep debt down to 0. I want to meal prep. I want to clean my room and clean my bathroom, just overall organize my living space. To accomplish that, I will be saying no to any extra events or extracurricular activities. I got about 5 hours of sleep last night. My sleep debt, like I said, is pretty high, so it's important that the first thing that I fix is my sleep. That is just the most important thing for your body and for taking care of my body. And so that's what I'll be focusing on. Here is the state of my room after cleaning. Obviously, it is so much better. I can actually see my floor. So yeah, the room is looking much better. My bed is clean. I started this week 7 hours in sleep debt, and it's now Wednesday, and I have cut my sleep debt down to 4.5 hours, and I feel so much better. I'm feeling energized today, and it's really making me want to go crazy and do a bunch of stuff. But I am trying to remind myself that just because I'm feeling a little bit better does not mean that my body doesn't still need those extra 4.5 hours of sleep, and that I don't need to take it easy, because I was feeling quite rough on Sunday and Monday from sleep deprivation. And so despite feeling so good and energized today, I am still kind of forcing myself to take it easy. No extra plans with friends, no going to the gym, no extra after hours of work, just going to bed. I did that yesterday, and that is why I got my sleep debt down so much, because I slept for 10 hours and I needed that. So I will be doing the same thing again today. I have slowly but surely been working on the reset that I have needed. Here's what I've done so far to reset my week. And I've picked things up off the floor, organized, I vacuumed my carpet, I have dusted my countertops, I have cleaned all of the dirty clothes that were on my floor and I put them away. I cleaned my bedding and then obviously reset my bed. I returned some clothing that have been sitting on my dresser and not been returned yet. I've picked up some beauty supplies that I was low on. I'm feeling much better about myself and about my environment now. So much of my free time these last few weeks have gone to my new pet mouse, Megami, which, I mean, life is going to come with so many different seasons, and it just so happens that this season right now is me loving on my new pet, which is, he's so perfect. I love him so much. When you go up to his enclosure, he crawls up and starts climbing on the bars to get near your face. It just kind of looks at you because he's curious, but then he'll do this thing where he flips over and he puts his balls through the bars in your face, and it's just like, oh, okay.
Oh my god.
It's 9 p.m. I'm all ready for bed. I can't move my lips too much because of this face mask. It just slides off my face, so I'm keeping my face really still. I have got my sleep debt down to 2 hours and 10 minutes, which is really good, all things considered. I don't know if I'll be able to get it to 0 by tomorrow morning, but if I can cut it by at least an hour, I'm happy. Yeah, last night I slept For 8 hours, I spent 9 hours in bed, and my sleep debt is at 2 hours and 10 minutes. So I've cut it down by quite a bit by going to bed 1 to 2 hours earlier. I am mostly ready for bed. I am just gonna do some journaling and then maybe watch an episode of Temptation Island before actually going to sleep, because 9 p.m. is still quite early for me. I struggle to fall asleep if I get into bed too early because I'm kind of a night owl. So I'm gonna do a couple of healthy habits before actually falling asleep. And I wanted to show you actually one of the things that I do to set up my room for sleep when I'm being really good and disciplined. I have this Honeywell humidifier. This is the gallon tank that goes into the humidifier. And what I do is I fill it up in the morning and leave this tank in the fridge all day so it gets really cold. And then before I'm about to go to sleep, I put these ice packs, I take them out of the freezer and I put them in here so that this water is really icy and cold. And then it just goes into the humidifier. That helps cool down my room during the night. It's kind of like a swamp cooler in a way, and it really helps. Another thing that I do, especially because I can't control the thermostat because I live with my family, so what they set it to is what I deal with, but I like a really, really cold room at night. So another thing I do every night before bed, I never skip this. Okay, so I first have to unmake the sheets and then I'll show you. Trigger warning, you're gonna see my sleep boxers, so don't mind that. So I set a long pillow under the sheet that I sleep under here. My head goes here, the comforter just kind of sits over there, and then I have these two decorative pillows that I prop up on this, and then I turn this fan on and it's angled so it blows underneath of here and pushes air into my sheet here. I know that there are easier ways to do this, and I know that there are bed coolers. I have purchased them and I've tried them and they've all broken. I can't afford the really crazy like $800 bed cooler, so for now this is a great like free alternative to that, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's on. You can kind of see how the air gets under there, so then if I get too cold, I feel like I sound crazy like doing all this every night, but if I do get too chilly under this sheet, I will just sit up and drag this right there and go back to sleep, and then it almost like kind of cuts the airflow so only a little bit is sneaking under, and that's kind of how I control the temperature when I'm sleeping, and that's literally it.